Hi, this is Dr. George Cromack from RenewYourself.net, and I'm here to talk to you today about tips for insomnia. Insomnia is a big problem. Millions of Americans sleep at, almost all of us at one time or another in our life go through periods of insomnia. If you're having prolonged insomnia, this is a big problem because we're not regenerating certain neurotransmitters that happen during the various phases of the sleep cycle, in particular serotonin, and it's going to leave us feeling not fresh, not joyful, and not happy usually. If you're taking Ambien long term, that is a problem because it does create a chemical dependency. There's a time and a place for Ambien. If you're taking an intercontinental flight, under your doctor's supervision, Ambien may be worth the trade-off for short-term usage. So we're going to try to find some other more natural approaches to working with insomnia. With insomnia, from an Ayurvedic medicine perspective, a lot of times that is a problem with an imbalance of prana vata, and vata is the air element, so it makes our mind kind of race and wonder, and we're worrying about things and we just can't settle down and get into a deep sleep. So I'm going to give you some tips for decreasing prana vata and trying to help restore a normal, healthful sleep cycle. One of those is to do abhyanga, or self-massage, with sesame oil. A medicated sesame oil like vata oil would be even better. And the most important areas to massage are the feet and the legs. Foot massage, the legs from the knee down, and the hands up to the elbow, back of the neck, ears, and ideally, if you don't have long hair, maybe for a woman with long hair it might be a little bit too much, but scalp massage, not your whole hair, but just getting in there and massaging the scalp with warm medicated sesame oil. And so there's a couple of things you can do. One of those is doing nausea. And nausea is done by taking sesame oil, preferably a medicated sesame oil, and you're going to lay on your back and arch your head back. You're going to put a couple of drops of sesame oil on your little finger, and you're going to put that in each nostril, and then you're going to, with your head tilted back, you're going to try to snort or sniff that back up into your head. It doesn't burn, it actually feels good. You'll get a little post-nasal drip of the sesame oil coming down, and you may want to spit that out. If it's a medicated nausea, it'll even be more effective, and that decreases prana vata in the head. So I'm going to get into a number of different things that you can try to incorporate, and it's not just a matter of doing these one time, but if you do them regularly over 2 or 3 weeks, I think you most likely will notice a huge change in your sleep patterns. Additionally, I would recommend 5-HTTP, which is a precursor for tryptophan, one of the amino acids that makes us sleep. I would recommend melatonin, 3 milligrams every night, about an hour before bed. If you're over 45, by the time we reach 50, our production of melatonin has radically shut down. There are 2 great Ayurvedic formulas made with wild organic herbs. Wild is about twice as strong as just organic, and really put together in the right combination. And those are Deep Rest. Deep Rest works really well if you are getting to sleep but you're waking up throughout the night. The other formula, Blissful Sleep, is if you're not able to get to sleep in the first place. If you're having both problems, you're having trouble getting to sleep, and then you're waking up throughout the night, you may need both formulas. And those are available by contacting me. They're not on my website. You just need to contact me at drgeorgecromack@hotmail.com. Additionally, we can do acupressure on Shen Men, which is heart 7, and that's found in the wrist crease right inside the ulnar tendon. And you want to massage that for about 5 minutes on each side. We want to preferably do some alternate nostril breathing, and that's in my book, Renew Yourself, Keys to Rejuvenation and Youthing. What that does is it balances the parasympathetic and sympathetic nervous system by doing that for about 5 to 10 minutes before you go to sleep, after you've taken the herbs, done the oil massage, done the nausea, preferably a hot bath. That's just going to kind of calm your nerves down. And then you kind of want to have the room dark, you want to have it clean, you want to put away the clutter, and you want to try to get into a regular sleep cycle. I really think it's important that you get to bed before 10 o'clock. The reason for this is we're in kapha time of the day, moving up to 10. And then after 10, we move into vata, which starts to wake us up again and give us our second wind. And by getting in a regular cycle before 10, getting up by 6 or 7, the quality of sleep is going to be much better. And that's just going to it's really important thing with insomnia. And it may take a week or two to adjust to our rhythm because most of us don't get to bed by 10 o'clock. And the quality of sleep from 10 to 12 is much better than after 12. Watching TV right before bed and reading magazines and worrying about things and doing paperwork, you kind of want to take that last hour. What I would recommend is having a cup of slumber time tea, or you can do chamomile, peppermint tea, valerian drops. Valerian tincture works very well to actually also calm the nerves. I would recommend not eating a late meal at night. We want to try to finish by 6 or 7 with our evening meal, and that should be a little bit lighter than our lunch when digestion is strong. We don't want to be having pizza pies and snacks and hard cheeses and heavy to digest food 9 or 10 o'clock at night. That is really going to interfere with your sleep. You also need to get a properly designed cervical pillow, which actually takes a couple of weeks to get used to, and that supports the natural cervical curve because a regular pillow is actually reversing that cervical curve. Personally, after using a orthopedic pillow for years, I cannot even sleep at all without the proper pillow, so I thought I would mention that. And then a proper sleeping service, and I like the Kitsia line that I carry on my website, which is the memory foam with a little bit of latex, which is a little bit more natural. And you can check that on the Kitsia tab on my website, renewyourself.net. Maybe read something a little spiritual, the Bible or something else, whatever works for you. Kind of have your mind on uplifting type thoughts. The last thing would be to be using an aromatherapy. And there is a formula that I have called Slumber Time Aromatherapy with an aromatherapy diffuser, or possibly Vata oil in an aromatherapy diffuser. And this is just really nice. And if you do all these things, the combination of these things together, I think within a couple of weeks you will notice a huge change in your sleep cycle. So a lot of those formulas, the deep rest and the blissful sleep, they're not on my website, but you can get those through me by contacting me at drgeorgecromack@hotmail.com. If you have any questions, feel free to email me. And I wish you a restful night's sleep. Aloha.